How's she going, eh? I got the fuel system pretty much wrapped up, but I didn't practice what I preach, and I didn't pick up a valve for off the tank. So I'll have to just do the little bit of piping from the tank to the inlet of the pump. No big deal. But yeah, I'm gonna have to start tying the old bulldog up to the trailer here while I work, because you should see the people that come through this alley. Unbelievable. I could just imagine what it's like at night. Just crazy. Anyhow, fuel system's looking pretty good. I kept it away from all the heat, and this is my first time using nylon braid. It still has stainless inside. If you look, it still has stainless inside. This is the normal stuff I use. Now, if I was to pick the two, I would go with the nylon any day. It's awesome. To tell you the truth, I hate this shit. I despise it. I know they think it's safe, but I actually think it's very unsafe, and I'll explain to you why. So I had my fuel lines all around nice with AN fittings on my 488 and my Cutlass. And I was working on one day and I bumped the fuel line, and here it hits the back of the alternator, which is hot, right to battery, and starts arcing. Now, is that a good idea? I don't think so. So this stuff is the way to go. I cut it all with these cutters. The end doesn't fray all the shit. It actually goes on a barb fitting nice. I know you should use AN, but I'm using barbs because I'm not taking a second mortgage out on the house for AN fittings. This shit, it's about the worst stuff ever to work with. You know, it's fraying like a porcupine. You can't put it on a barb fitting with this shit. You got to use AN fittings. And one thing to, like, this happened to me firsthand. So one thing after you do these, make sure when you do AN fittings that it's clear. You got a clear shot through. Poke a welding rod through, whatever. Because I was trying to figure out problems at the track one time. My car almost kept shutting off near the end of the track. And what was going on when I put the AN on, sometimes they catch the rubber on the inside, and when you're tightening it, the end got caught and started ripping the rubber away, so it pretty much plugged the AN fitting. And it took me a couple tries at the track to figure out what the problem was. And the way I remedied it, let's say you have a fuel pump, we're going to make it nice and easy, 60 gallons per hour. So in 1 minute it should be 1 gallon. So what I did is I disconnected the line, and I put it in a gallon milk jug, and I turned the pump on. And then I timed it for about 30 seconds, and it should be, you know, around half a gallon. Well, it wasn't. It was like a cup that came out, and that's how I figured out I had screwed up my fuel line when I put my AN fittings on. So anyhow, if you haven't used this nylon stuff before, I highly recommend it. It's awesome to work with. I think it's way safer. It's just great stuff. But yeah, if you want to see someone that does nice wiring, check out my next project. His name's Clay. He's from Saskatchewan next to me. He does the most beautiful wiring I've ever seen. Not like the twist wires together and put some masking tape on it shit that I do. But check him out. He needs subscribers. I'd like to convoy with him down to No Name Nationals, because he's just in the province next to me and I'm going that way anyhow. So if you guys would check him out and you like what you see, subscribe to him, because like I say, he does beautiful wiring. And I'm sure he'd help you out if you had any questions. I think he's a electrician Sparky by trade, and he does bang up job. But no, it turned out pretty good. Kept it all away from the heat. It's hard to see. I ran it on the up on the frame rail lip. There it ties into steel. And then it ties in there. I'll show you from the back. Ties in there. So yeah, I just gotta get a valve, and I'll probably just run rubber hose on the inlet of the pump. It's gonna be less than a foot, and I'm gonna have a fuel filter in there, just a barbed one, and it's much easier to change fuel filters with a rubber hose than with a braided hose. And I bought a bag of hose clamps. Actually, I bought a shitload of hose clamps. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but the small hose clamps always used to be 1/4 inch socket. Well, the 1/4 inch don't fit anymore. They're 6 mil now, so yeah, isn't that nice? But yeah, I got all my clamps for rod hoses and everything. I capped off my bypass and my water pump. I drill a bunch of holes in my 160 thermostat. That way a little always flows. And this actually works way better. I have this done on my 425. Instead of bypassing it and pumping hot water back through the motor, you know, half the water is going circulating through the motor. If you drill a couple holes, it doesn't deadhead the pump, for one, because it always has a little flow. And then when that thermostat opens up, everything goes to the rod and cools, where factory, it just keeps circulating the same hot shit. So yeah, I got that because we're not running a heater, obviously. Got the water pump all sealed off, and then I got the heater hose one on the back all sealed off. So didn't get as much planned as I wanted. I didn't feel like going back to Home Depot to buy a valve and stuff. I was already there once a day. Once a day is enough. But yeah, we're moving forward. Days are definitely getting shorter, which is kind of depressing, but hopefully, I don't know, I'm gonna plumb everything, then I'll do all the electrical, and I gotta do the exhaust. And the passenger side won't be too bad. I bought some J tubes, but the driver's side is gonna be a nightmare. There's gonna be a lot of little miter cuts, and gotta have patience to do that. But it will get done. So I think I'm just gonna go 2.5 off the manifolds into an X pipe right under the cross member, and then off the X pipe, whatever angle that is, hopefully it kind of comes out in front of the rear tires. But yeah, we'll see how the rest of the week goes, but we'll keep chipping away at it. Alright, have a good one. Till next time, eh?